Hello and welcome to All About the Bass. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Lee. Nice to see you.
Yeah, how you doing? Lee, today, come on man, what are we doing?
I know, so we had an idea just to get together a few bass preamps that we offer at the moment. So we thought we'd do a bit of a shootout. Roughly the same price. We've got the SansAmp bass driver. We're looking around £200 for this. You've got the MicroBass from EBS, which is $292, and not too dissimilar, $299 for the Darkglass MicroTubes B7K.
Okay, so roughly 200 for that and 300 for those.
And 300 for these. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought we'd just go through, maybe why you'd need to use a preamp at all, what sort of situations you'd use it in. So if anyone's not aware, it's generally that, as it says in the name, preamp, just preparing your bass sound before going into the amplifier. Okay,
well, yeah, well, this is interesting. So how we've got it set up today, very often you'll see us, we'll have amplifiers and stuff that we go through, but we're not doing that today because, we're doing preamps. So we're basically going straight into our sort of recording equipment, and we're having the signal fed back through a PA speaker, which we've got in the room. So that's like a full range speaker. So we're essentially hearing what the bass would sound like through a PA, which is very often why bass players use these things, right?
Yeah.
Is so they can just go straight into a house rig.
That's it.
And they don't even need an amp. Maybe they might be on in-ear monitors or something, and or just very lazy.
Yeah, yeah. Just gives you that option as well. Just having that more of a balanced signal going through straight to the PA. So,
okay. Very often, also, what you can do is you could send this signal to the front house guy to the PA, and then you come through a parallel output or a link output and go into your own rig.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. So you can get a bit of a blend between the two.
Okay. So you've still got your rig on stage that you can hear for monitoring, but the sound guy's got the nice sort of preamp sound. Yeah?
That's it. Absolutely. Okay. So it's generally a little bit more balanced, and so you get a little bit more control over what's going out to him. So. And
then thirdly, I guess in a recording situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Then you'd use this. Basically, this shapes your sound.
Yes.
Shapes your bass sound.
Absolutely.
And then you don't need amps and stuff in the studio, right?
No, that's it. And you'll see as we go between them. It's quite shocking how much it can change the overall tone. Say still going for the same speaker, using the same bass, but going between the two, you'll hear how the characteristics can change. Yeah,
well, hopefully from that thing that we did at the top, people can hear, because these all have their own individual characteristics anyway.
Yeah,
don't they?
Yeah, that's it. And then as you get deeper into it and start fiddling with the actual sound, you can really scope your bass to sound however you like, really.
Cool. So, right. So shall we start off and just look at each individual pedal and what it does? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's start with the SansAmp, the Tech21 SansAmp. It's a pretty classic pedal. I've used the rack mount one of these in the studio, and again, just personally for the fullness that you get through the sound, and the drive is a pretty decent drive on it if you need to use that. So as we're going in now at the moment, you've got a few options. So you've got the input, as you can see. You've got two outputs. So you've got your standard jack output here. If you wanted to run straight through to your amp, you've got your balanced XLR output. So yeah, if you want to use this as a DI, so just a more balanced signal that's going out of the unit. And then you've got more of a EQ, obviously presence, your main level, amount of drive, if you want to crank it up, get the gain sounds going on, and a few options just to shift the sound, like mid-range. You've got shift and a bass shift as well on this. So
okay, and also this big button here basically turns it off.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely.
Which is quite handy.
So you can hear that most, the signal that's coming through on stage, and then what this actually affects it.
Okay.
How this affects it, and you've got the blend to blend between the two.
All right. Well, let's have a listen to what it does. Yes, we'll start with it off.
Yeah.
Then you turn it on, have a fiddle about.
Yeah, cool.
Does that sound good?
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. even just say, yeah. So between your clean sound that's going through, and then just, as soon as you whack that on, you can hear there's something there, even with everything flat.
Yeah.
It's got its own tone there.
It sure has.
So we're looking at this one, say 199, the SansAmp.
Okay.
Should we have a little look at the EBS?
I think maybe we should. I'll just also explain to people. I have a foot switch made by a company called Layla, which is a very handy thing. So obviously I'll just have one bass. I'm going into the foot switch and I can switch between 3 different pedals individually, or I can have them all on at once if I want. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Or none of them, or any combination of those.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd mention that so you know what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
So every time we move to a different pedal, I'm selecting a different switch down here.
Yeah.
It's not magic.
That's it.
Right, should we have a listen to that one?
So yeah, let's have a little look. So, one thing to mention straight away, we can't get the clean sound of the bass through this going through at the same time, purely because you've got AB between the two. It's kind of two channels, but it's actually a bit of a mix of treble bass boost down this side, and this is mostly used, I think, for the drive stage of the pedal.
Mm-hmm. So you've got 2 kind of separate sounds within this one unit that is switchable. What it doesn't have is a kind of just an off, so you can't just get the clean signal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has a mute,
Yep.
which basically kills everything. That's interesting. Yeah. So that's something that the SansAmp had. I don't know how useful that would be to people or not.
You kind of either stuck with you've got the MicroBass EBS sound, or nothing.
Right.
So you're getting all your tone from here instead of the dry signal that's going through as well.
Okay.
But yeah, interestingly, you can switch between the A and B channels.
Okay.
Or both on at the same time.
Yeah, that was a bit vicious, wasn't it, when we did that earlier?
It was a little.
I'll be a bit careful with that.
So I may not engage that. We may just talk through what else is here, and then maybe just do a little bit of tweaking before we put that on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have so let's start with channel A, and let's see what we can do. Nice.
Okay, so listen, man. First impressions. What are you thinking?
I think great. Yeah, I like the tone.
Yep.
I like the tone of this A channel Mostly, I think you can do quite a lot with it with the enhanced filter to really boost the bass end if you need, and they've got the bright switch for the treble side.
Okay.
The tube simulator is quite nice as well. When we pull that in, just take the bass off a bit.
It gives it a little bit of fur.
Warm. Yeah, that's it. One thing I'm scared of is that switch.
Yeah.
I'm a bit scared of that.
It's a bit, yeah.
So that is to combine both channels there. So you've got A and B, we're switching between them at the moment, but that is, when you engage that, you've got both on.
Use with caution. But it's all right, it's a small switch, you wouldn't hit it accidentally.
It needs to be red, really, don't press the red button. But yeah, I'm sure there's uses there, but yeah, good overall sound.
Great, okay.
So let's have a play with the Darkglass.
Okay, let's have a look and see what that does.
Okay, right, I'm just going to put all of this flat. Right. Ooh,
I'll tell you what, let's start with her off, because that's the one, because we can do that with this one.
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Absolutely.
Let's see what we got. You're done?
Nice. I think, well, maybe we're around that one. I mean, this, it seems it's like for overdrives, it's a lot of these switches will play around with the tone of the overdrive as well. So one thing is quite hard as I was trying to fiddle around with that is actually getting to these switches without touching anything else.
Sure, yeah.
Which was a little bit fiddly.
Bit twiddly.
Especially when they do so much. Like we heard, especially with the drive back a little. Yeah. This has got the grunt switch. So you've got a little bit more low end. This is the controls over your low EQs. And you've got the attack part of it, which is just touch on the treble side. Yeah. So yeah, they made a real big difference when I was playing around, especially the grunt switch just here. So I think if you're looking for something that's really going to focus on giving you a great versatile overdrive bass sound, this one seems like the one to me to do it.
Do you like the overdrive?
I like the tone. I preferred that. I preferred the tone of the overdrive to on the SansAmp.
Okay.
The versatility of this one.
Well, I guess that's what we're here to try and, obviously, I mean, you have to come to Andertons and check these out.
This is it.
Because they're all in stock.
Yeah.
And everybody's got, different tastes. Everybody likes different things.
Yeah.
We can only say what we think.
Absolutely.
And, so in summary then, what do you think?
In summary, I mean, really, value for money wise, I mean, if you're looking for something that's going to be usable, so you've got your balanced outputs, your parallel outputs, so you can still blend between and hearing your clean bass signal going through. Yeah. $199 for this, I think, is killer, really. Yeah. This EBS, some great switching options there as well, and lots to do, lots to play with. Not too sure if I personally am, set on the tone of it. Okay. And I love these for the overdrives. Right. So there are also some other options with the Darkglass stuff. You can go a little bit higher. Maybe we'll just touch on that on another video. We'll have a look at the full range of Darkglass stuff. But there's an Ultra, as it were, the Preamp Ultra, which basically separates the distortion from the preamp. So you've got just two pedals basically in one. That you can control individually. But
an interesting thing, and when we were setting this up, that we found out about this is that both these run from a 9-volt power supply, like normal guitar pedal, power supply, and also they run from 48-volt phantom power down the down the XLR
output.
And also I think they both run on batteries, right?
These two you can, absolutely, yeah.
The Darkglass, it seems, only runs off like a power supply.
Yeah, so no phantom power that we could work out.
No.
But if anyone else has got any tips, maybe we're doing something wrong, but no, we really had to look into that.
And no battery either. So really you're just going to rely on what is it, 18?
9 volt. I think it's 9 volt, this one.
18.
Yeah, 9 volt DC.
It's 9 volt.
9.
Pete's waving at me through the window. Thanks, Pete. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind too.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
no, in all, some great gear. But again, as we said earlier, to say get down to Andertons, give them all a try, plug them up, and see what you prefer out of them all. Because it's all going to be down to taste. So come in and drink and try.
Nice one. Okay, well there we go. There we have it.
Nice one.
Thanks for watching. This is all about the bass. If you like the show, then subscribe by clicking something. Where is it generally?
Somewhere around here.
It's there.
Around here, over here.
Who knows? But yeah, great. Thanks for watching, and come and see us next time. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Lee.
And toodle pip.
See you soon.
Ta-ta. Bye.